What's up, guys? Blaney Talks here, back with another episode of Paint Your Feelings. Today we have my good friend Trouble. He's a long-awaited guest for the podcast, and you know, we met up maybe a couple of weeks ago. I don't even know what was that, Mardi Gras? It was the pop-up, right?
Right, and that was during Super Bowl.
During the Super Bowl. It was during the Super Bowl, and you know, I saw a creative in New Orleans, and I'm pretty sure you've seen my stuff because we have mutuals, and so I was like, let's get this guy on. This guy seems like he needs to be here, and so since then we've been talking, trying to get it arranged, and now we're here. And so I'm gonna do a little bit of my intro. Actually, you go ahead and introduce yourself. What do you represent? Who you are? You know, that kind of thing. What do you do? Where are you from?
How y'all doing? My name is Trouble. I'm from New Orleans originally. I'm an artist. I can't really pinpoint exactly what I do. I would just say creative director, or the connector of all dots, because I just like to get all my friends together and just see what the outcome could be. But for the most part, I do video work, photo work, I throw raves. I'm a DJ now, so I'm always trying to look for a new lane,
outlet.
Yeah, to just showcase my work through, because the main thing is clothing.
Right.
And then I own the brand as well.
Yeah.
But the main thing is clothing, and if I could funnel everything through the clothing, then that's what I'm trying to do.
That's good. Yeah. I have this thing sort of called shiny object syndrome whenever it comes to creating. Is like I'll get really interested in doing sketches for a month, and then you know, maybe I'll get interested in recording YouTube videos, and then the next month I might be painting, and it kind of prevents me from, you know, really honing in on one thing. Kind of like what you're saying, you like to do a lot of aspects. That's how I feel too. Jack of all trades kind of thing.
Right.
I don't think there's anything wrong with creating in multiple ways, but for me, ever since I started the YouTube, it's been the main thing that I like to create on, you know, express myself. And this is my canvas. This is what we're going to be doing today, and I'm excited.
Yeah, you caught my attention, so it's working.
Yeah,
it's working,
yes, sir.
I like your stuff.
Okay, so I'm going to get into the intro of what made me start this, because I just like to explain in the beginning. There's a few things, you know. You look at your typical podcast / interview setting, and it's not normally outside. And for me, I'll talk about that. That's because every time I go outside, I feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
You know, like I could be pissed off, I could be breaking up with my girlfriend, and then I go for a walk, and I come back, and I'm like, the fuck was I even tripping about? Like, there's nothing wrong with my life at all right now.
Right.
And let's see, what else? And so for me, the reason I started, you know, like also painting and creating and then just talking about it is because I feel like as people, it is our duty to create and try to find different ways to express ourselves. And through creation, I've healed my soul in a lot of ways, in the sense of, I think there's a broken part of every human being that once you start creating stuff, there's certain things that rappers can rap about, but they can't really talk about. There's certain things that artists can, you know, paint about, but they can't really, you know, talk about. So that's what it is, giving yourself that sort of creative expression to get those feelings out that you can't really normally verbalize. But
Absolutely.
So I mean, that's normally what the mission statement is what I like to say for what we're doing out here. And so we can start to get some paint on the canvases here.
All right, before we do that, I always come bearing gifts. And
Okay.
You're my guy, so I
What?
got you. I
No
bought you a
way.
shirt.
This is a
I bought you
first.
shirt. It's a 101 thrifted,
No way.
hand screen printed,
Oh
long
my.
sleeve motherfucker.
Oh
You know
my
what I'm
God,
saying?
bro.
Some of the logos on there, so.
What's the logo?
So the logo, this was a part of my last collection. It was called Seeing is Believing. So it was like this angel, and she has like an eye open, an eye closed. So that's kind of like the description of it. That was like the main logo I was going for.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a 101 as you.
Okay, bet. I'm gonna wear this. I got now that you mention it, I have something for you.
What?
It's in my car. Can I go grab it?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a little different.
All right.
I was thinking about
For
it.
sure.
Should I give this to him? Should I not? But
Nah,
now that this is happening,
Yeah. Y'all got a lighter? No lighter? You got a lighter? Yo, get a lighter.
I know where it is.
All right.
little tag on it and all.
Hell yeah.
Look, I found this the other day, and I was like, I don't know who's going to use it, but that shit is tough. The fur neck, it might be a little small. It's a fucking grandma sweater, but that shit is so tough.
I'm trim.
That shit is fire,
We're gonna make
right?
this work for sure, bro. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you so much.
No problem. So we're here giving gifts. It's already a first time. It feels great. So let's maybe get some paint on these canvases.
Hell yeah.
And so every episode, I know you said you watched one or two.
Mm-hmm.
I like to ask the guests, what is 3 words to describe yourself, you know? And that could be general stuff. I mean, I'm sure you've seen a few other people's. I think Hayden's was West Bank Chancellor, influencer, rapper, or something like that. And so it could be whatever you want, you know, just 3 words that embody who you are, you know?
Do you mean like 3 words as in like, first of all, what are we painting? Are we just painting anything?
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this.
Nah,
Look, everyone gets on, and they're like, fuck, I don't even know what I'm gonna paint.
Yeah.
And that's the point. You just paint whatever.
All right, cool.
It doesn't have to be anything specific. And I think another reference back to Hayden's video too, he just drew a fucking boxcar, you know? So it's like, it doesn't have to be this crazy ass piece.
Got you.
It's just us putting paint on the canvas.
All right. So, 3 words I would use to describe myself. I would say I'm an advocate of life, and that's one answer.
Okay,
I'm an advocate of life / art.
Okay.
That's very important.
And so as you say each word, just go into a little bit detail about it.
All right, advocate of life. So I'm all about like, I was a person that struggled with like depression. I also struggled with addiction and all of these things, and I feel like that's like a choice in itself. So when you actually choose not to do those things and you just come to be like, okay, I'm going to choose life because I choose to like stay positive, be clean, and like do all of these things instead of like choosing to be like, you know, messing with drugs or choosing to be depressed. Like
it's an active choice that you're making.
Right.
And it's a choice to live because whenever you're in that addiction, it is the furthest thing from living.
Right,
you know,
exactly.
it's consuming you. It's consuming your, you know, life energy, you could say.
Right.
And so I totally understand that. I've definitely struggled with addiction before. Back in college, we say, oh yeah, we used to drink a lot, this, that.
Yeah.
But dude, I was going to the bars 3 times, 4 times a week, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it becomes a lot whenever you're blacking out every time you go.
Yeah.
And then, you know, mistakenly, you know, getting behind the wheel, that kind of stuff, putting other people's lives in danger.
Yeah.
It's just all kinds of, you know, bad things can come from addiction, and you're never really yourself. And I totally understand what you're saying.
Right.
You're just like, I'm just looking for an excuse to go to the bar and get fucked up,
right.
you know? And if I was living more true to myself, I wouldn't be at that bar every night.
Right.
I wouldn't be seeking this kind of like, inebriation to help me get away from all these thoughts that I'm having.
Right.
You know,
just gotta face them, bro. And I went to therapy. I like talked to a lot of my friends about it, and that's one thing. If you can call somebody your friend, you should be able to talk to them about anything that you're going through, not just going out to the bar or some shit. Like, you got to be able to like be like, I'm having this problem. Like, what's your advice or something like that, rather than me just calling you a friend because we go out. Like, it's very important.
Bro, yeah.
So I talked to my friends, I talked to my therapist, and it was just all about getting my mindset back right after abusing it for so long. So
no, that's beautiful, man. Like, honestly, I appreciate the vulnerability, because like, it's so, like, talking about, you know, therapy and just even talking about, you know, how you're going through something can be, you know, it can be seen in such a negative light sometimes, you know. And I think the world's moving towards a better place where we're able to like sort of talk about that kind of stuff and talk about how we're having mental struggles. And that's what 100% I'm all about over here. Is just kind of like that ability to be vulnerable with the people around you, especially your friends. Like, I have certain friends that I've known for 6-7 years that I feel like I can't even have like a single down-to-earth conversation with. And I just feel like maybe they're just not willing to, not because they don't want to, but because it's so uncomfortable and it's so abnormal to have those conversations sometimes. But I'm all, Rich knows, I'll fucking call him 3 times a week, be like, bruh, this shorty this, and blah, 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 and I'm blowing up his phone. This is my, you know, personal therapist most days. And so I mean, just normalizing that kind of need to express your feelings is what we're about over here, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's very strong in like building new relationships, because my whole team and friend group right now is all people who I haven't known for over a year.
Yep.
And I feel like I've been knowing them for years or decades, because we just understand each other and we're open with each other. And if I call you a friend, I'm not going to treat you like just, oh, see you on the street. Like, I'm going to check up on you every day. I'm going to text you. I'm going to be like, if you're telling me you're trying to do something, I'm going to stay on your ass about doing it. Like,
right,
just
100%.
To be that, like, the good person on your shoulder to be like, yeah, I actually believe in my friends. And
no, yeah, that's what everyone needs. And I think we can find ourselves staying in toxic environments where we don't really have that kind of communication with other people because it's easier, you know. It's very uncomfortable to have those conversations, and it's very uncomfortable to be around people that care about you, that push you in the direction to do better, you know. I don't want someone, whenever I'm fucking chiefing my vape all day and I'm telling my homies I'm trying to quit, I don't want someone in my face being like, bruh, you gotta quit that shit, like you a hoe if you don't quit. Because that, you know, in that moment, you know, it's just aggravating, but you could tell those people really care about you.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
My friends tell me all the time, put the vape down. I'll be like, bro, I got it. Like, like, it's under control. Everything's under control. But yeah,
if they didn't give a fuck about you,
that's what I'm saying. They tell me all the time, like they be trying to throw it away and like hide it from me, and they know I be going crazy. But nah, I love them. Do you have more black paint?
Oh shit, I got hella black paint. Rich. Black paint. Yeah. Bet.
Oh yeah, appreciate it.
We still live? How we doing? Feeling good? How you feeling, Rich? Yes, sir. Okay, so we got Advocate of Life. What else do we have? Wait, I got you. Is it lit?
It's kind of lit.
Is it there?
It's almost there.
I wouldn't know. I don't smoke.
So basically, when you're burning it, you gotta like burn a little extra when you're lighting it, cause when.
Okay, I got you. So Advocate of Life, that's what you are.
Yeah, I'm also a very charismatic individual. Some would call it egotistical. Some would call it like narcissist. But I just feel like I'm charismatic. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I totally
I'm a
get
cool
that.
Guy, you know, I'm chill, cool guy.
Someone that's good. It's a talent to be able to talk to people, and I think that talent can come off as, you know, I don't know. It can come off as like egotistical and narcissistic because. Okay, we dancing a little. We in New Orleans.
It's going on. Shit
but
is going on.
That kind of presence that you probably bring to a room can be, I'm trying to think of the word, it can feel threatening probably.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
you know?
People be threatened by my presence all the time, but I try to be like, man, we could work. You should never feel threatened, because I'm always about life. Like, I'm always about art and pushing forward, and like, if you ain't fuck my bitch or like shoot my partner, then there's something we could come back from.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
100%. There's always a step forward, especially as a creative, man.
Yeah.
You don't want to shut any doors as a creative, in my opinion. Like, there's no point, because I think, me personally, what I do is bring everyone on. You've probably seen some of the guys I bring on. It's average Joes, you know. It's not always whatever. And so I think everyone has something to offer whenever it comes to creativity. Everyone has either a thought that's beautiful, everyone has something that they can bring to the table in order to, you know, make this art that I'm creating here a little prettier.
Some people in my life are average people, like not in an insulting type of way, but they're like people who don't do art,
right?
And they give me the best advice,
right?
Because it's like they're not in my world. I'm getting like a different aspect of it, because it's like they don't care about the Instagram likes or like the you know what I'm saying, the politics of it all. So they kind of give the best advice to take it out of like an artist mindset and just put it in like a realistic standpoint.
I think that's super important. Like having advice from someone that's not in that realm.
Yeah.
And speaking of what you were saying, like kind of the politics of it, I think that's important to talk about. Sort of like, what am I gonna do to make sure this next Instagram reel pops, or what am I gonna do to make sure this next video pops, or for you, you know, your clothing and, you know, making sure that people are at the raves and stuff. Speaking of which, I'm talking to this girl right now, and she was like, "Hey, baby, you want to come to this rave with me?"
That's her voice.
Yeah. And I was like, that's not really my scene right now. And then she was like, "Yeah, it's by this guy Trouble." And I was like, "Okay, well, she's going with her friend to, I think, the one next weekend."
Yeah.
So you're doing something right.
Yeah.
Because she's from fucking Luling or some shit, you know what I mean? So,
That's
like,
crazy.
You know, not even in the greater New Orleans area, but, like, out there. So it seems like you got a little bit of a reach. But regardless, what I'm really, that wind is going to be bad. But what I'm really trying to get at is I think we can kind of destroy ourselves as creatives trying to post the next viral thing, the next popular thing, but it's also super important to get your shit out there.
Yeah.
So it's like, where does that balance lie for you, you know? Where's that balance for you?
The balance is in it not trying to be viral, it not trying to be a thing, a money grab. It's not something that I'm trying to do to be cool. I literally feel like New Orleans is such a talented place when it comes to creatives, but our party scene is just ass. Like, it's cool, but it's like when I was living in New York, when I was living in California, it was like those events I went to out there was like, man, I still think about that shit to this day.
Right.
And that was 5 years ago.
Right.
So I haven't been to anything in New Orleans where it felt like, damn, I've never been to a place like this. So that's the goal. It's not to sell out. It's not to sell out. It's not even to change. Well, it is kind of to change, but it's just
a little bit.
It's just like we're changing what we call fun out here. And I think what fun is to me is like listening to the latest music or the like better music and not just playing this certain style of music because that's what's cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I started throwing the raves because I didn't have a place where I felt like I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna definitely have fun.
Yeah.
So I started throwing the raves and being like, okay, when I go to my rave, it's gonna be a blast. Like, the first one was crazy. Like,
it's your own form of art expression, and it's not to say that yours is better than anyone else's, but yours is yours, and that's why you fuck with. You know, you have the influence from New York, you have the influence from California. You're here trying to change the scene a little bit to what more caters to you and what you think people would appreciate more. And that's like, I mean, that art is all about progression, you know?
And just the whole thing, it was like, I seen how it made people feel when I posted the video. I did an interview with my homie Kali at Star Hearts, and we did the video, and it kind of went viral for New Orleans. Like, you know what I'm saying? And Sissy Nobi liked my post. Like, that was the last thing I would expect. But it's like people are feeling the energy I'm putting out there. So it's not about being the next thing that's cool. Like, it's just about having fun and, like, making a place where people feel like, oh, this is different. This is out of the norm. And, like, just pushing that agenda.
And sort of being yourself in that sense, too, right? Just kind of bringing something completely unique to the table, not trying to fit into anything. There's something to be said about that, I think, because... Remember what I was saying about sort of like art sort of heals your soul?
Yeah.
Whenever people mix art with sort of trying to, you know, go viral, or like you're trying to create something that's viral, that's not art, you know?
Right.
Your art is like, whenever you're doing that, you're trying to be like someone else, right? And if you're trying to be like someone else, then you're not going to be able to heal yourself in that process, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sort of like, if I'm trying to be like you, Trouble, and I put out content that's very similar to your content, then I'm not doing anything for myself.
Right.
I need to just fully be myself and put out what I think is right.
Right.
Not what I think is going viral.
And I think that's why I see some success in what I'm doing, because it's like, I'm not trying to be like anybody else. I'm trying to be like myself.
Right.
I'm trying to like one up myself from the last thing I did, and just be like whoever fucks with it, like, that's perfect.
Yeah.
If you don't, it's cool. There's a market for everybody, and like, you know what I'm saying? You can have no friends and come here and make friends. Like, that's what it's about. It's about connecting people who you can't really just meet on the street. You would have to be at this place to meet this cool person, because this is where, like, the cooler people come.
This is where it's happening.
Yeah, right.
I got you. Okay, so what do we have now? We have Advocate of Life. Fuck, what's the other one?
I'm Charismatic.
Charismatic. We went on a tangent. Charismatic. And what do you think number 3 is for you? It's a lot. It's a lot to like think about because it's like 3
like
words.
But I have a good one. I feel like, and let me just talk about it before I give the word because my brain. I feel like I'm a prophet in a sense because God is first for sure.
Okay.
And I feel like my purpose is to just inspire, bring people closer to God, and just live a life of just like being themselves, being comfortable in your own skin, and just doing all of that. So I feel like I'm a messenger.
Okay.
I'm a messenger.
You're fuck, I forget what the
That's
word
what I'm
is.
saying.
You're
I didn't
like
want
a
to
channel,
mess it. Yeah.
like sort of.
I didn't want to mess it up.
No, that's really beautiful, man.
Thank you.
I really like that, you know,
because it's never about hate. It's always about love. Like I love all my ops. Like I love y'all. We just didn't see eye to eye on certain things. But it's like at the end of the day, I say everybody should like find God and just like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever problems you have on the inside, that can be cured. Like that's why I'm not a spiteful person.
Right.
So
there's no the holding on to shit. It only hurts one person, you know. Like if you're, I mean, I think that might be a cliche thing to say, maybe. Yeah. But like whenever you're holding grudges, like you're the only one that's up at night going, "Oh man, that motherfucker," you know, like that fucking piece of shit. Whatever.
And I'm not perfect. I get mad, but you know what I'm saying? I don't hold on to shit. Like that shit is just like we in new seasons, new people. We live to see another day. Therefore, it's like there's new opportunity in that, and not just being stuck on the last thing. So,
yeah. Moving forward. That's what art is about, and just like it seems like your existence is about moving forward, being positive, heading towards a new light. Yeah. Which is like, I don't know. I'm here now, where I'm like 9 episodes into this, you know, series that I'm doing, and I don't see myself stopping anytime soon. Like this is gonna keep happening for a long time, as far as I can see it.
And I'm here talk to about. Support
thank you, bro.
Through the whole way, bro. I promise.
I appreciate that, you know, and everyone has supported me so far, and all of my friends, and it's really nice to see people comment underneath, say, keep going, this, that.
Hey, man, y'all comment on this video, man. Y'all comment on all the video, man. Like it, thumbs up.
Dude, that would be sick.
Notification bell, all that.
Subs, though, subs. If we get to 100 subs,
if we get to 100 subs, we losing it.
But, so, just like talking about new beginnings, like, I started recording in October, I think, of last year. No, wait, fuck. It's been a minute. It's probably been a year and a half that I started recording. Yeah. And consistently, maybe about 5 months, you know? And even then, it's been inconsistent a little bit. But, I mean, I think about where I was before I started creating. Yeah. And it's just like, there's levels to it in the sense of, I was down bad every day of the week, just like, wondering what my purpose was, wondering what like is gonna fulfill me, what's gonna make me happy every single fucking day of the week. And that's kind of, you know, that all changed whenever I just called Rich and said, hey, I want to do something, can you come out here and support me? And I had one person that believed in me, and he allowed me to sort of create this thing that's healed me in a very vast way. You know. And so I'm just really excited where I'm at compared to where I was. Yeah, you know?
Absolutely. That's my whole, like, that's what my brand is. My brand was originally called Rebirth, and I wouldn't get mad at you if you called it Rebirth. Like, that's kind of what the clothing side of it is. Like, right. It's now life after, but that's literally what it's all about. I used to be depressed, like, in the bed every day just thinking, like, how can I get what I need in order to do what I'm trying to do? And all it took was for me to do it and put down certain habits and just, like, taking that first step. Now I look forward to every day. Like, I look forward to when you told me, that was 2 months ago now, that you wanted to do this. I look forward to that since then. Yeah. So it's always something to look forward to when you choose, like, that type of thing. And everything else comes with that. Right. Everything else comes right after that. So.
Like, we're here right now doing this shit, and it feels good, man. Yeah. It feels good.
It feels great, bro.
And, as long as you're putting out something that's genuine, no matter what, I think you're just gonna feel loads better. Yeah. I feel like I had a question written down, and I'm gonna try to quote it from where I'm at. But it's something like, I feel like certain people sort of have this bug in the back of their neck, you know, telling them you gotta create something, you gotta create something. Like, there's very creative people, and there's not so creative people. Do you think you've always had like an itch to create, or is it something more recent? Is it something you've thought about for a while?
It's something I've been thinking about as of recent, and I love that you asked this question because it's like a theory in my head, like that there are two types of artists. There's like people that are really like just genuinely talented and like can see like pebbles and just put them together and make a face in the sand or some shit like that. And then it's like people that are inspired. I feel like I'm a very inspired artist. Like people call me talented, and I'm not taking away from the fact of what I do, but it's like I can't do that.
Right.
It's like I could see something and like view it in my own range of thinking and put something else out.
Yeah.
And I could be very inspired by something else and make this. So I think it's very talented people and artists that are just like inspired.
Okay, that makes sense. And there's probably a mixture. Being a mixture of both is probably where you want to be, you know.
Right.
And most things, like, you know, seeing a pebble in the sand and creating a face out of it, it is just a practice thing.
Yeah.
You know, like once you
Is
get.
it?
Maybe not.
Because it might take the normal person like 50 years to try to, but somebody can just be naturally gifted.
You're right. You're right.
So it's like, I'm not saying you didn't practice because you gotta know you could do it before you do it. But it's like, you knew you could do that shit before you did it. Like, even with me, like growing up, I wanted to be an architect until I found out like it was so much math involved, and I was like, damn. But like I was very gifted with like putting Legos together and taking them apart and just like building an own world. Like
your own creative thing, you know?
Yeah, so that was when the first spark of creativity ever lit in my life. And I didn't even know that it was like a thing that other people couldn't do. Okay. And like my mom used to tell me like, that's crazy. Like, and I'd be like, I'm just doing it. Like it wasn't any thought. It was just something I like to do. Yeah. So I still try to implement that in my art today because it's like, I could just shoot a video of me and my friends on a night out and then make like a crazy video and put a song behind it. And people, she tells me all the time, she's like, I love how you just story tell. And I'd be like, I was just putting it together.
This is how I saw it, and
I could
it came together.
I could do it in 30 minutes. I could do it in however long. Like,
because you're inspired, not because
I'm
you're
inspired,
meticulous and super
not
good at it
I'm
or anything.
Great at it. I suck at filmmaking. I did not go to school for it. I learned everything I learned off of iMovie. I still use iMovie to this day.
Right.
You told me that's what I use. So yeah.
No, I mean, stick with it. It's working, you know, and we're out here. So what's going on? Are we filming something else, you know? Like, what are these guys filming out here? I wanted to ask about that.
Oh, yeah, I'm filming a documentary. It's called, this is a exclusive.
Yeah?
It's called Manic in America.
What?
Yeah, so I'm shooting a documentary for that. And it's just like, I dealt with addiction. I've been to jail, served some time, and all of these things. And when I got out, I was just like, I went to psychosis. Trying to get sober and stuff, and then after that I've just been having I've been Cali sober ever since, so I just be having these days where I just kind of feel like a little off, because of everything I've went through. And so we work every day. Like, I work on something every day. I shoot a video, I do whatever, and it's like I do brand shoots and all of that every day. So I just want to put together a documentary of last year. I literally got sober last year, and this year I was fully clean. January, I did a drop. February, I did a pop-up. March, I did a rave. April, I'm doing another rave. And a drop in the same month. So it's just adding to each step of my year. Right. And at the end, I just want to put it all together and be like, okay, I was there last year, and this is me, like, kind of manic in America. Basically. Right. So
yeah, that's sick. I used to do tagging, you know, like spray paint tagging. Yeah. And my fucking tag was manic.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was.
That's crazy.
First time saying this on camera, I was in a very similar psychosis for a long time, you know, and it was very scary.
We might be still in a psychosis,
right?
Who knows?
I hope not. Wait, don't say that. Don't say that. You know.
Yeah.
But
shout out Skywater. I got that quote from his album. That's my favorite artist right now.
Skywater. What type of music is that?
He's from the UK. He makes like how would you describe his music?
Oh shit! Here we go. That's good though.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, it's like electronic house. He put New Orleans beats in there. It's crazy. Just like, I gotta send you some of his shit. It's just
I'll
crazy.
Listen for sure.
He uses crazy samples. Like, he's just the GOAT. And they're just the GOAT. So
wait, I haven't even been painting this whole fucking. I've been so invested in the I swear to God, there's times whenever I'll just like forget that we're supposed to be painting.
I've been trying to get these edges in for a minute. That's why I've been locked in.
Yeah, but how are you feeling? We're about 30 minutes in.
I'm feeling great, bro. It feels like this conversation needed to happen.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
It's helping me out with my whole thinking process, and to be able to, like, when this is out, to go back and watch it and see what I was doing on April, what's the day?
5th, maybe?
April 5th. See what I was on April 5th of 2025.
Just like what you were saying, just having documents of everything that you've been doing.
Yeah.
Which I had a homie that came on and he was like, yeah, I'm definitely down. And he was like, he's a nursing major, and he came on and he was like, this is just really cool because in 20 years we'll be able to look back and say that we fucking did it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Regardless
Absolutely.
of the outcome of anything. And I think that's part of that. I'm creating without any intentions of this being viral or this blowing up, but I'm just creating in its purest form, and I'm just trying to get my message out there. And I got to talk to you about something that I'm thinking about doing.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about doing recently I posted a laying down in the woods for 12 minutes and 17 seconds video, which is just like a funny ass title, you know, that you might see whenever you're scrolling on Instagram or on YouTube one day. And I'm thinking about doing a fucking video very similar and making it a series where
a caterpillar fell on me.
Oh,
I got
shit.
scared as fuck. My bad.
No, you're good. So I'm thinking about doing a series where I just lay down in random areas and just talk about how it makes me feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll definitely come lay with you, bro. Pause.
That would be sick. No,
Yeah,
that would be
definitely
sick as
fuck with
fuck. The next idea is laying down in like Jackson Square, you know, like where they do the performances.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna cover myself in flowers, and then put like a poster off of the camera view that says free flowers or something. People are just gonna come pick up flowers. And
That's dope as fuck.
Yeah,
I would love to be a part of it.
that would be sick, dude. And yeah, just like creating without the intention of something coming of it, but creating what you think is cool is super important.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go to my phone here, just see what we got, because you might be the first guest that I like put so much effort into finding the questions. You know
Bro,
what I mean?
that's so cool, bro. Thank you so much. Like, it means the world, bro.
No problem. Some of them are a lot to you know, we'll just go with the simple shit. You know, what inspires you to create? You know, I'm sure we've hit a lot of it so far, but if we could have just like a what inspires you moment and generally say what that is, because I know we've tapped into that a little bit here and there.
It inspires me to make my mom proud. That's what inspires me the most. My friends inspire me because they're doing cooler shit than me, I think, and they need the light that they need. So it inspires me to, like, maybe if I could, whoever gets there first, we could put whoever on.
Yes,
too,
bro.
Because, like, it inspires me to make sure they get their light. Like, let me say that.
Yeah.
So to make sure I do what I need to do to make sure they get their chance.
Because they deserve their voice too.
Man, they deserve that shit.
Yeah.
Music inspires me the most. I would literally listen to music and just have like all my collection done and listen to music, and that's how I come up with like the concepts of the shoots for them.
Yeah.
Because I could hear a song and be like, okay, I'm gonna use this song in the video. I'm gonna use this song in this, and it just inspires me to like just try to give a visual of what I'm seeing when I listen to a song.
Okay.
So music, that's what inspires me the most. But there's
music, your
inspiration.
mom, and your friends.
Yeah,
and I think that's completely normal. That's awesome. I think I get a lot of the make my mom proud type of thing, and I feel like, I don't know, she sees me out here and she is proud, you know, that I'm just out here, and I talk to her every fucking interview. I'm like, yo, it went really good, you know, I got this guy coming on next week and I'm super excited, blah blah blah. And I definitely get that, but for me it really is, it just comes from that. I feel like before I started creating this shit, I felt lost, you know, and that's what I kind of try to get the guys to come on and, like, you know, maybe if they paint this one time, they go home and paint again.
Right. I haven't painted in forever, and I actually love painting, and drawing, but I have my hands in so many other things. Like, I don't find the time to even watch TV at home. Like, I like to do simple things like this. So I appreciate you for getting me out of my very busy schedule to just come sit down.
Just slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm all about too. That's what kind of inspired me to make the Lay Down in the Woods video. Was just kind of like, people are always just moving so fast. Like, when was the last time you actually took a minute to fucking sit down with your thoughts and not be distracted, or not fucking, fucking doom scroll or, be on that brain rot shit.
Yeah.
When was the last time you took a second to yourself?
And touch some grass.
Yeah, for sure. Touch some fucking grass, man. It heals you. Being out in the woods heals you. Being outside, breathing in fresh air. It's all good. And so, I'm gonna come back here.
Malik.
I have a good question.
Mm-hmm.
What do you hope to achieve whenever you're going into a new project?
I hope to inspire, bro. That's really what it's all about. It's like I want, like even with this documentary, I'm gonna just use that as an example because that's like my next thing. I just want to put all my effort into something for some time and then put it out and just see how people interact with it. Like, what was their favorite part? It might be something that I think is like nothing, but somebody really resonates with it. I may put them onto a new song.
Yeah.
Or just like, I just want to invoke thought in whatever I do. Like, when I threw the rave, it was kind of like, oh, there's a place where people, because I feel like at the events I go to out here, I don't hear music that I play like when I'm in the car at home.
Right.
So when I throw the rave, I want to play a song that you probably haven't heard in 3 years and you really like, or a song that you're currently playing but no DJ is playing it.
Dude, I feel that.
So that's what it's. I just try to like invoke thought for real.
No, I swear, whenever I go out to the club, I'm like, bruh.
What you be trying to hear in the club?
I can tell you what I don't want to hear.
Okay. What's one song you want to hear in the club? Like,
oh my God, that's so tough. That is actually so tough.
And it's not like, don't think of it like just, you know what I'm saying? Just one of your favorite songs right now that won't be played in the club.
Okay. This is gonna take me a second. What is yours, real quick? I gotta think about it.
As of right now.
Yeah, let me look at my. That's smart. Look at my recently played shit.
I have not heard Pain by Pink Panthers in the club yet.
Okay.
And that's a problem. But I'm going to fix that problem. February 12th.
Oh,
fix that problem.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to fix that problem.
Okay, I got one. They have this song called Draft Night.
I'm high. April 12th.
April 12th.
April 12th.
Okay, they have this rapper that I'm pretty sure is from Cali.
Mm-hmm.
His name's Smoke Dope 2016. And he has this song called Draft Night.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, I can't even describe it. It's like Kid Cudi mixed with fucking just like house music, mixed with just like underground rap. And if I could hear that in the club, I would go crazy.
And so my song, that was just an honorable mention.
Okay.
But my song would be Imogen Heat, Headlock. I want to hear that in the club with like a Jersey Shore, like bounce behind it, like.
Okay, is that gonna be there?
Hard. It will be.
Okay,
It will be.
Things to look forward to. That's all I'm hearing.
Yeah.
It's like you're literally taking your dreams and making them come true. Because you can, and just because you want to.
Yeah.
And if more people could do that, the world would be a better place. I think.
Right.
More people could, just. I don't know. I see so many people around me, and I think I mentioned this every fucking episode, but like so many people that, might be a little older, 40, 50, 60, 30, that are just like so just confined to this idea that they have to be in a 9 to 5 and just sort of, work your job, get your money, but just make sure you create on the side. I feel like if you aren't creating, your soul is dead.
Right.
Like if you don't put forth some effort into making something, then what's the point? And so, I mean, just I wish. That's what I said. I said they're like soulless, just like people that get off of work, go lay down, scroll on their phone for 6 hours, 7 hours, which I think we can all be a victim to.
Mm-hmm.
We can all just like want to just like bed rot or whatever for a little while, but I think whenever we can step outside of that and create, something beautiful happens.
Absolutely.
And so, get outside, go create something. Make sure you're always being conscious of the way you're handling your time, because the most precious thing of all time
is time.
And that's the truth. And I just couldn't imagine like being down, because it took me about a year before I posted my first video. But I say it took me about a year because that first day I was like, man, I should go record this video outside in the woods, just where I'm talking about my feelings.
Yeah.
And I was just questioning it every single fucking day. And I was just like, oh, I'll do this, man. No, I won't. And then, like, one day I was just like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. And, like, from that moment on, this shit has skyrocketed in the direction that I want it to.
Right.
And it just takes that one moment of, that one spark of creation to feel more fulfilled. And I think that's what we're all about,
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. I think... Damn, I lost my train of thought.
I was kind of ranting and rambling a little bit. I tend to do that.
Yeah, you're good, bro.
But
I definitely agree with you, bro. Like,
the main thing I was saying was that, like, people get too complacent with nothing, in my opinion.
Oh, I was going to say, man, my friends tell me all the time, like, bro, you're posting too much. But I be like, if I just post it, well, if I hold on to it, it's no longer going to have that value of, like, hype that I have for it when I finish it. So I just post it. And then the other thought is, like, if I hold on for it for too long, that's, like, prolonging my next idea. Because I always want the next one to be better than the last one.
I never thought about it like that.
So
that's smart as fuck.
If I hold on to it, I'm going to just be holding on to it, like, blocking out the next thing because I'm holding on to this. So it's like if I just put it out, the next one I can work on it as soon as I put that one out.
Right. It feels like a fresh slate.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about every interview. I'm like, fuck. Once this interview is done, I can start thinking about the next one and the next one and the next one.
Just imagine if you held this for a year, like.
Right. I would never.
Yeah.
Hey, this is the thing. If you're still watching, look, I want you to try to comment if you want to be in the next interview. If I get a single comment, I'll just interview whoever comments.
You're going to get 50 comments of them saying me next, and then you're going to be like, dang, I got to do a raffle now. Watch.
Okay, some shit's going to happen. You're so right.
You got to, like, not have to, but it's like you have to be in a mindset of this one is going to be crazy and not like when I do 5 more, then it'll start to pop. Like, that was my kind of thinking with the rave. It was like, okay, I know this next one is going to be better than the last one. But, okay, I don't have everybody that I want to have on the lineup. So the next one is going to be better. Like, nah, I'm going to treat this one like it's my, what is it, Opus Maximus? What is it? Magnum Opus. And I just push it as far as I can. Like, this is going to be the one. Like, with what I got.
Bro, that's smart as fuck.
Yeah.
Bro, you're saying some fucking intelligent shit whenever it comes to content creation in general.
Yeah, bro, I had a lot of time to think about this stuff.
No, that makes a lot of sense. So, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling blessed, bro. What I do? I helped my friend shoot an interview this morning, and then coincidentally we had an interview. So it's like I feel really blessed that me and my friends like have something to do every day. Our schedules counterflict because we're so busy with what we're doing. Like he's running a Star Hearts thing, and he always has a video. I'm always recording for him. I always have something. He comes record for me. So I'm blessed to be busy, bro. Like,
no, it seems like you found your people that you want to be around and the people that are creating in the way that you want to create, and I think that's beautiful, you know. Yeah. And you know this, creating in a community is just so much more rewarding than probably creating alone, you know. And so just finding like-minded individuals, especially if we're talking about, you know, not necessarily just going home and painting or something like that, but maybe, you know, maybe if you just find some homies to paint with, you know, or you find just good friends that feel the need to express themselves in the same way that you express yourself, it feels better to do it in a community.
Right, absolutely.
Like-minded individuals.
Right, and it'd be hard to find my people in a city like this because it's a crab in a bucket mentality, but it's like always cool to find people who not even are like me. I like to find people who aren't like me and we get along because it's like, you know what I'm saying? We're completely different, but we have this similar interest in like art.
Yeah.
Like,
yin and yang. Even if you're completely different, there's still some sort of flow that can happen there.
Exactly.
And that's how I kind of felt about this interview, you know, coming forward. I was like, we might be different in a lot of aspects of what we're doing, but
we understand that
we
understand there's a conversation to be had.
Right.
I think we both know that very much.
Right. There's a direction. I think we're both heading towards a similar direction, you know, even though all right, this is the best way to describe it. Now we're 2 trains heading in the same direction, but we're on different tracks.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. That's definitely a good way to put it.
Okay, I got another one. What is your like main goal behind all of this? And we've talked about your inspirations, but where would you like to end up, you know, with all of this, you know?
This is gonna sound insane, but you gotta let me cook and you gotta hear me out.
I'm not gonna hold you from your truth.
I would like to own an island and start a cult. But listen.
We're listening. We don't
Not
judge.
in a cult of like a cult aspect, but it's like you can call us a cult because we're this society of people and we have our own way of living. I want to throw raves every weekend with my cult. I want to have my people go to school and learn art and learn like, you know, simple things like regular math and stuff, but like learn like about different ways you can like support the community, whether that's growing stuff or like being an artist yourself and like doing all of this stuff. But it's basically like a Coachella community, but we're always in Coachella. Like,
I fuck with that heavy.
Yeah.
I had fucking big dreams no matter what. I'm not here to fucking judge you.
'Cause
that shit sounds dope as fuck. I'll be there.
If Elon Musk was 16 years old and you told him, yeah, you're gonna own Twitter and you're gonna have 300 billion in the bank,
right?
You would have been like, what? So it's like I can't dream small. Like, oh, I want to own a store in LA and like I want the homies to come over and we just smoke weed. Like, no, like I want to actually change a generation.
Right, you want to have your way of living.
I want to be in history books. I want to have an emoji. I want to change the letter R to my logo in the dictionary.
That would be crazy.
If it's even for a day. If we have a,
and I'm sure you're talking about Elon Musk and how he, if he ever doubted himself throughout the process, he probably wouldn't be where he is.
Right.
And so all you got to do is believe in yourself first, and eventually you'll get there.
Right. And that starts with like videography and raves and just building a community of people that aren't of the norm per se. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I resonate most with people who like go through depression, and not just because I'm black, I'm gonna resonate with the next black person. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's no race, it's no age, it's no gender that you can't fit into my thing with. Like, it's no target audience. It's just if you feel like you was a bad person before and moving forward you want to be a different person, that's who I'm making clothes for.
Man, I love that, man.
Yeah.
I fucking love that. Like, you have your message, you have your goals, you are fucking putting pen to paper out here, and you're grinding every month. Like, it doesn't get better than that, and like, I'm proud of you, man. Like,
Thank you, bro.
that's where it starts, and that's where it's gonna end, wherever you want to be, you know. And I have so much respect for you for that, you know, because I think more people just need to believe in themselves as much as you do, you know. And you're saying, people are saying, oh, you might be narcissistic or something like that. I don't get a pinch of that. I see someone that knows what they want and is doing what they need to do to get there.
Yeah.
And it's that simple.
Yeah, and it's hard, bro, but it's like I'm tunnel vision when it comes to it, because it's like, okay, maybe I have no bread in my bank account. And it's like, oh, I could go get a regular job and just save up, and then what though? Like, it's like I gotta stick to it no matter what, because it's like I know what the outcome is gonna be. I'm gonna have hard days, I'm gonna have good days. Like, my first official pop-up, I made like what, a rack? That was my first shit.
Yeah.
And then the second one, it was like at Poor Boys at like 12 to 4 a.m. and I made like $500. So it's like
there's ups and downs.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's good days and it's bad. So the good days are better than the bad ones. So I'm gonna just like have that be my balance. Like,
yeah. But there's something to be said about, no matter what kind of day it is, there's room for growth.
Right. Absolutely.
You know, those fucking $500 days make you appreciate the $1,000 days more.
Yeah.
Where, what did I do differently in this day? What is you're just trying to figure out the equation that makes you successful in that area, you know?
Right.
And so the bad days, you can learn from them and you can grow from them. So what you got going on? What are you painting right now? Should we do a little bit of a painting reveal for now? See what we got so far? I got fucking random ass shapes.
I have a black canvas with 4 purple lines on it.
That's kind of sick.
How long is it? An hour? No, it's like 40 minutes, 50 minutes.
Yeah.
This is all I have. But
we're locked in.
We're cooking.
Yeah.
We're cooking.
And that's a painting reveal for now. And let's see if I can pull up something else. But yeah, I mean, I'm just glad to be out here fucking putting paint on the canvas, man. It feels good every single time. And then afterwards, you know, how do you feel after like after a show? You know, what is the what is that like dopamine hit like after a show? How do you feel? Like just relieved or what's that like?
It's crazy because it's like the first I've only had one show so far, and the first one I've had, it was amazing. It was bliss, pure euphoria, all of that. And then a cop shut it down right when I started my set.
Oh.
So it was like damn, like, but it was a win. It was a win for
Right,
sure.
right. No, that's
like,
a dub.
We
That's
went
a dub.
home with the dub, even though like it wasn't everything. It could have or supposed, but it was a dub. Like, it was fun. I had a great time, and people flew in from Chicago. My homie flew in from Chicago. Like, people was out here. It was during Endymion. Like, it was vibes, bro. A trash can blew up. I mean,
What
a basket
the
blew
fuck?
up. Yeah.
Holy shit.
I'm gonna
Wait, I
send
might
him the
have to-
video so we can play it right now.
Oh my god, that would be sick. Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, bruh. So what was that feeling afterwards though? Like, were you like fucking bummed that you didn't get to play?
Hell
or-
no, I was relieved that something that I did with the homies felt like that.
Right.
I
Something
was
felt
relieved
surreal.
that I was
something
able
felt
to
so
create
big.
something that me and my friends could call fun.
Yeah.
People have told me it felt like a fever dream. People have came up to me that weren't even there and were like enthusiastic about telling me about my own event, and they weren't even there.
Oh my god.
So it's like it's always love, and like, man, I just can't wait for the next one. Cause
I'm gonna
like,
be
I'm
there,
I'm
fuck
chasing
it.
that feeling again, bro. Like, and even bigger. Like,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's,
chasing that high.
no drug could
Right.
ever make you feel like that, bro. It's like
It's a different kind of addiction.
Yeah.
Because I think we look for it whenever we're addicted. It's because, like I was saying earlier, our soul isn't fulfilled, and so this is a new kind of addiction, which we can all get, where you can push yourself for that feeling every fucking show. I want a bigger and better show. I want a bigger and better show, and you're also bringing a group of people together. There's something to be said about that, you know. Like, this is just you expressing yourself in a way that's healthier, you know, than through something so simple like drugs, you know. But
absolutely, bro. It's just fun, bro. I'm just having fun.
yeah. All right, I have something. This might be a little out there, right?
Shoot.
But I'm gonna read it straight from there. It's what is the idea of destroying yourself? This is crazy. Wait.
Nah, shoot.
I know, but I'm saying it's crazy how much this aligns with maybe what you're trying to get out there.
Oh, okay.
What does the idea of destroying yourself in order to come back stronger mean to you? Losing everything you know in order to have a better understanding. You know what I mean? Sort of, I'm not good right now. I need to be at my all-time low in order to go up. You know what I mean?
So I thought I could be on drugs and accomplish my goals for the longest. So it was like I had to give up something in order to get something.
Mm-hmm.
So it was more so like, dang, I loved at the time being high, but it was like, damn, I'm high and bored.
Right.
Like, I want to be high and throwing my own raves.
Right.
But it's like I can't.
Right. Okay.
I can't be high and throw a rave.
Because that should doing
Yeah,
anything,
yeah.
bringing anything together like that requires so
I
much
had
energy.
to give that up to get that, and I just, from giving that up, I got so much more than just throwing a rave. I built so many relationships. I meet people like you because you liked what I was doing. I like what you're doing, and
Yeah.
we met because of that. So
Yeah.
it's just, what did I do when I was using drugs? Just meet more plugs?
You're right.
Like,
Like, where does it end?
Right.
And
So it was
whoever
just,
got the better deal, you
yeah,
know, fuck.
right. So, man, it's just crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it took you, in that moment, I bet, whenever you were on them drugs, it took you destroying that part of you. Because that part of you, like we were saying earlier, doesn't want to hear how this is bad for you, you know?
Right.
Because that is what feels the most fulfilling. Whenever I get high, I feel the most fulfilled, you know? And so that part of you that loved that had to be destroyed in order, first off, for your health, but also in order for your spiritual fulfillment and in order for your journey. You had to destroy the part of you that you thought was fulfilling, you know? And so there's something to be said about that, you know? Breaking down every part of you to come back stronger.
Yeah.
And now I got something for you, Trouble.
What's that?
You ever been in love?
Tight shit. Tight shit. And you know what's crazy? I you know, you don't really count high school love, but I think I loved somebody in high school.
Right.
It was high school, so you know, you get what did I know? But
Right.
yeah, I've been in love. I've been in love.
Yeah? Do you want to talk about it? Is it since then, have you, or just the high school?
Oh yeah, I've been in love since high school too. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was kind of referring to.
As you were hitting that?
Yeah.
And so, are you a ladies' man? How does that work out for you? You know,
I said at the beginning I was charismatic.
right?
That goes into that.
The card's full. Shit. Wait. Go delete an older video real quick. The card got full. Or wait, I do have another card too. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, bro. I love the conversation, bro.
Yeah.
It feels like no time is passing.
Yeah. It's going by fast. I don't know if that's my big card, the one with all the pictures of my ex on it. You could delete the Ethan clips because I'm done with them. You know what I mean? That should be enough, yeah. Okay, technical difficulties with that. I asked Trouble, has he ever been in love? And he said, yes.
Yes.
And then I said, are you a ladies' man? And he said, well, I'm charismatic. So where do we go from there?
But I don't like to be the type of person that just like lust over women and just try to like conquer as many women, I like real relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And I found that like in getting older, it's just like real relationships matter, and like transferring that energy for like the simple pleasure just always isn't the move sometimes. Like,
Okay.
I love having female platonic friends and just hearing their perspectives about men in our generation and stuff, and it just gives me a different context, and I wouldn't be able to have that if I always just wanted to have sex. Like,
Dude, you're speaking to me because I swear to God, I struggle with that so much. Just like trying to fulfill myself through women and trying to fulfill myself through those kinds of endeavors. And it always ends up on the short end of the stick. Not to say whatever, not to say that, you know, I go around sleeping with random women, but I feel like I approach the situation with, I really want to have a relationship with this woman. And then things don't work out, but I'm instantly on to the next thing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, well, that didn't work out. I'm gonna try to, you know, find it somewhere else. And in that chase, in that hustle, like, I feel like I've lost so much of myself over the years. You know, it's I'm trying to think of the word. It's underwhelming. You know, you think being with whatever, you know, X amount of women or this and that. It's
you're not cool because you sleep with a lot of women. Like, that doesn't make you cool. Like, how many women can you go up to that know you and can say that you're actually a good, positive person?
Fuck, man. That might not be, the number might not be as high as I'd like it to be, you know, and that's something that I need to realize and something I need to work on. I know, but like, it's important to be, you know, I don't want to be seen in a negative light by anyone, just being the person that I am. Not that I don't give a fuck about
being
anyone.
a creative and just having a voice. People are gonna have bad things to say or think or whatever. That's just being a person of influence.
Right.
So people are gonna say whatever because you're putting your life out there to be judged. So they're gonna judge whether that always be a good thing or a bad thing. But people that know you are gonna know who you are and what you stand for as a person, and they can advocate for you. Like,
yeah.
You know
Amen. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And so, yeah, I mean, I never wanted to end up where I am with that kind of lustful mindset, which I don't think I'm there anymore. I think I was at one point trying to sleep with as many women as I could. You know, I think a lot of 18-year-old men might resonate with that, you know.
How old are you?
I'm 24.
Oh, okay. I'm 24.
You know, so back 6 years ago, I might have resonated more with it.
Yeah, I had to learn, bro. Like,
but it is a learning process. And I think
did a year in jail. You don't think I was trying to come out and just try to conquer, like, you know what I'm saying? But it was like, I started and then I was like, you know what? Like, let me backtrack. Let me get back to what's real, what I was really thinking about the whole time while I was sitting there. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what do I want to do in my life other than, you know, I fucked up. I'm here. I got a chance to get back out and go into the world. What can I bring different? Like, because I fucked up my first go around.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, did you fuck up though, or did you make the decisions to be where you are now? You know, did you make the decisions for yourself to be broken down and come back stronger? You know, they
definitely. I definitely broke myself all the way down to the ground, and I had to brick by brick build it back up because, you know, I didn't grow up in poverty or anything, so it was like I made all the decisions I made in order to end up in that place. So
right.
Maybe that was my plan, God's plan all along, to like, okay, you have to do this in order to understand how you're going to change, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Understand what change is, and you can't tell somebody what change is. You have to go through that.
Right. That's everyone's own journey. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've told some of my friends, you know, to drop some music or, you know, push themselves in a certain direction. And shout out Ethan, you know, because he was one of the last guests, and he's one of the best producers I know, if not the best. And he just now started dropping his music on YouTube, and I'm so proud of him. People are never gonna make a change in their life unless they want to. Right. You know, my mom asked me, son, like, you quit nicotine, like, how'd you do it? Son? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe she called me Blaine or baby boy or something like that. But she's like, son, you quit nicotine, blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm about to quit. And I'm like, all right, Mom, the best advice I could give you is you're never going to want to quit unless you actually want to. You know, you're never going to make these changes in your life like you're saying.
And that was the thing about using drugs and stuff. It was like, I didn't want to quit until I wanted to quit.
Right. It was
simple. Like I was telling myself, yeah, I'm going to quit. No, you have to want to quit and thrive to quit, to like quit. And it takes work. It's hard as hell. Probably the hardest thing I ever did in my life. But we did it, and we're here now. So if I could do it, you could definitely. Whoever's watching it can definitely do it, because
anyone can.
Anyone can.
It's just a mindset thing. It really is. No matter what you're putting yourself through. And I'm sure you realize this. Like, you're even talking about how the way I affirm towards the camera, oh, if I get a comment, you're saying whenever we get 50 comments, there's something to be said about kind of telling yourself you can do it and believing in yourself before I already quit, you know, like thinking it in your head before it actually comes true.
Right.
And affirming that in order for it to come true.
You have to tell yourself, man, this gonna happen. You don't say when. I mean, you don't say if, you say when. And I had to learn that too. It was like, once I started saying, I'm gonna do this, I started to do it. Instead of being like, I want to do this, I was like, when I do it, or, you know, next week I'm gonna do this. And I just make it my mission to do that. Like,
when I do it.
Yeah.
And then whenever you get done with one thing, you got a next.
And you have to write things down in your notes and check it off with a green emoji, like the green, because I'm telling you, you're gonna feel much better after that in doing that, rather than just like doing it and then it's done. Like, you have to go back and look like, oh, I did do all of these things over this month. Bro, that makes you feel like you can do more, because you're like, look at you can see it.
Holy shit, yeah,
you can see it. So I think you should write a list of all the people you've had and all the people you want to have, and check off all the people you've already done. And you know what I'm saying? And just start going down that row of people you want to do. And
what if I told you I had that list already?
Hey,
you know, my notes app, I swear my life didn't start coming together till I started using that shit and looking back on it
Shout
every
out
day.
the notes app.
I swear to God, it's there.
Changing lives.
And for so long, it was just, I would write a little bit of poetry in it here and there. And then, like, eventually I was like, wait, this is a useful ass tool I can use in order to get my shit done.
Like, even when I have to like explain somebody a cover art or like an idea, I just go to my notes app, I put out references, I type everything, I put emojis, and I screenshot it and send it to them, and they fully understand what I'm saying, rather than trying to text it or something like that. Just have references.
Using the notes app to help you succeed. You heard it here first. Both of us do it.
Yeah, I do it, bro. Shout out the notes app.
Let's see. We're an hour and 5 in. I'm feeling good. We're gonna keep pushing and see if we can't get some more done.
Yeah, I feel like as long as I complete this painting, we could.
Yeah. You gotta lock in then. You gotta lock.
I'm trying, bro. I gotta put this down, bro.
You can't rush. You can't rush art. This is a natural process.
This shit gonna look cool regardless. Fuck it. I'm about to. But keep going.
Okay, this is an interesting one, which I want to hear what your opinion is on this, which is I have a good mix of people in here that are creative and people that don't create anything at all throughout their existence, you know. They come on the pod, and I think traditionally being creative can be seen sometimes as feminine, or it's harder for, like, you know, traditional men to get behind it. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say to those people that are kind of hesitant because it might make them be perceived in a certain way, you know, like, oh yeah, you know, I'm going to the park and painting, or I'm going to the park and writing poetry.
I think cool people are actually people that do things like that, and the uncool people are the people that judge them. Like, what do you mean you don't want to, like, go to the park and paint? That's lame. Like, we gotta call the cool people lame, and the not lame, but the other people that actually have life in them, we gotta uplift that. And
right, just show it it's good over here.
Make it the norm. Like, I want my friends to text me like something completely random. Like, Kylie texted me, meet at Morrow's, we about to shoot an interview.
Okay. And you were there.
Like, I was there. Like, of course. Like, we just do random things, and we end up in random places, and we have random experiences because we're just, like, we're not closed off to anything. Like, we go to emo night at Republic. I don't even like Second Lines and that whole vibe, but they said, let's go to Super Sunday. We went to Super Sunday. So, but it was just something to do, and it's always, like, you can find inspiration in that. Like, you might meet somebody you never thought you would meet at something like that. So we got to make it cool to, like, do stuff randomly, like paint in the park, anything.
People should be more open to, people should just be more open in general. Just
absolutely.
More willing to get out of their comfort zone and experience life in a more unique way. And so, yeah, definitely. And there is something to be said about, like, you not being against doing anything. Yeah. I think that's as a creative, that's super important.
Yeah.
You know, because I forget what I heard this one time. I think it was something like, if you are against something creatively, there's a reason why you're against it, and you really need to take a second. You need to take a step back and say, why am I against this? You know, in order to understand what your goal is a little more. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You're sort of like, because I think someone was like, yeah, you should have two people on the podcast at once. And I was like, hell no, bud, that's not what I do, you know?
Yeah.
But then in that moment, I'm like, if I just push it off and just go, oh, hell no, that's not what I'm trying to do, there's no growth, you know? Yeah. But if I go, well, that's not really what I'm trying to do. I'm really just trying to have one-on-one intimate conversations with my guests and see how that goes. But maybe I could be open to it one day, you know, just to see how it goes, you know?
Shit, I feel like, you know, you just start with your vision and just always be open to ideas. Like we was just talking about, just being open to it. Like, just think about it. Don't cut it off as soon as you hear it. And just, like, what would that be like in my world? Like, to have two people on instead of just, like, being like, okay, two people
actually
at the
envision
same time.
it. Yeah.
Like, start to think about it.
Right.
Just be open to any, because if somebody's telling you something, it's probably what they would do or what they think would be cool for you to do.
And who's to say that my thought is better than theirs,
right, exactly.
You know?
So, exactly. That's why I have, like, all my friends. I show them all my designs. I do everything. It goes through them before it goes to the public, because it's just like I care about their opinion and just trying to see, like, you know, what they think, because I think they have very cool minds. So
yeah.
Jesus.
Holy shrimp. This
Holy
is getting
shrimp.
crazy.
Holy shrimp is crazy.
This is getting crazy. I think this might be the most abstract I've ever done. I'm feeling it.
Oh my God.
And let's see, I'm gonna go back to the notes app. We might call it soon here, Trouble.
Let me make it look almost like it was supposed to be what it is.
I mean, it happens whenever we're having good conversation.
Yeah.
It's bound to happen, you know?
Do you keep the art?
Yeah, I do. I posted on my wall. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that. This might be just some regular ass, you know, networking ass shit, but I'm thinking about maybe releasing a website where I sell all of these fucking paintings, you know?
For sure.
Like maybe
auctioning bitches off.
Right, something like that. And I was wondering what you think about that. You think that's cool?
Yeah, that's a great idea. I feel like, because what would I do? It would be in my house, and people wouldn't know what it means unless I told them. But for the people that follow you and they support you, they're like, yeah, this happened in this interview and I have it. Like, it's like a jersey that a basketball player wore. It's like sentimental value. If it's at my house, it's just gonna be like, I painted that at that time.
Right.
It's gonna give me the memories. But if somebody buys it, it's like, yeah,
this means
like,
something to me.
yeah,
like supporting this
sure.
person too.
Yeah, that's a.
What do you think is a good price for them?
I think it should be an auction.
Auction them off.
Yeah.
I gotta learn more about websites and how to fucking get that shit done. Cause
Yeah.
that would be sick.
Yeah,
I think it'd be
you
super
should just.
cool. Shopify. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have to try that out.
I think they have them on like Facebook and stuff though.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool.
You can make a Facebook page.
True. I'm trying to think. So you're there for the flower video?
Yeah, for sure. Count me
I'm thinking like I can't really buy 100 flowers.
Yeah.
You know,
Get fake flowers.
I'm thinking I'm gonna go pick them. You know, like wildflowers that are like.
I mean,
decent.
that's cool, but how can we cover your whole body in like wildflowers?
Not like the small ones, but where I live, there's like these big. I think they're daisies.
Oh, okay.
Popping up right now.
Yeah.
And so, I would like to get like a bunch of bouquets of those, trim them up myself. I've done it before because, you know, me being a lover boy that I am, of course I've picked fucking
What's your
wildflower.
sign?
I'm an Aries.
An Aries?
Yeah, my birthday's coming up soon,
Hell
17th. And me being the person that I am, of course I've picked wildflowers. This is one time whenever I picked like, I think like at least 500 flowers for this girl. Brought them home, trimmed them up.
Bro, you're insane.
Yeah. Needless to say, after that,
I might take notes.
Bruh, needless to say, I mean, maybe not. That relationship lasted a month.
And you picked all them damn flowers.
Right, for what? I mean, now
Charge
that I look
whole
at it,
feed.
it was probably me trying to, you know, express myself to her, you know, and because I had some past trauma from the previous relationship I was in. So I was like, maybe if I treat this
I got a
girl like
question,
super
though.
well. Yeah.
What made you? That's not just something you do. Like, it's cool. You get cool points for that. But you had to see somebody do that, or like, what inspired you to go pick flower? Like, what inspired you to do that?
I mean, I feel like, okay, I got this guy right around the corner. His name's Adrian. He's my flower guy, and I think every single time I meet up with a female to go on a date, I want them to have flowers. You know?
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's just how I do it. You know, and
Do you feel like? Never mind. I'm even gonna say that.
What? Say it.
Fuck it. You want me to say it?
Yeah, I don't care.
Do you feel like every female deserves flowers?
I think every human deserves flowers. I genuinely, I try to look upon everyone around me, no matter what. Huh?
Does Hitler deserve his flowers?
Oh fuck! Why are we doing this? Look,
You're gonna get canceled.
I think everyone deserves flowers. I'll just leave it at that. You know, if that makes me a fucking piece of shit, so be it. You know, but so I went to Adrian to get my flowers for this girl, and then I think I might have saw it on social media. Is like this guy had like 1,000 wildflowers or 1,000 roses, and I was like, shit, I cannot afford 1,000 roses. Let me just go outside and pick 1,000 flowers.
Yeah.
And I did that. Needless to say, I showed up to her house. The funny part was,
Can I get some white?
yeah.
And we're not talking about cocaine.
Yeah, no cocaine over here. I don't got it on me. I don't think Trouble's got it on him. Oh shit. But
I don't please.
But I show up to this girl's house and I see her dad first, and her dad's like, he says, "You didn't pick those out of my lawn, did you?" And like he dead ass thought that I went into his lawn and picked all the fucking flowers out of his like mailbox flowers. He was fucking on
He
some
had
weird
mailbox
shit.
flowers? That's a thing?
Dumb fuck. Yeah. Like people plant flowers near their. I actually have a flower garden going right now in my front
Type
yard.
shit.
I find a lot of peace in going out there and picking the weeds and planting seeds and shit. I'm trying to be more holistic in general, though. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
cool,
But yeah, I'm trying to. Did we go through all the? Okay, I saw a recent video where I think. Do you know who Rick Rubin is? Who is he?
He's like a producer.
Okay.
He's like behind like all like the great albums, Utopia, Kanye West shit. Like he's just like a engineer, producer type of person. But he writes books.
I've
too.
watched his like YouTube videos recently about
Yeah.
creativity and shit, and he's just like, I feel like he's a genius, man.
He has a book. I'll let you read it, bro.
I would love to. I'm into reading. It's kind of hard for me sometimes, but I'm into it.
Yeah, I'll definitely let you borrow it because I can't sit down to read yet. So
It's hard, man.
But it's like
especially when
just a
you're
bunch of
living so
quotes.
fast,
Yeah,
too.
it's just a bunch of quotes and stuff about like just his ideology and shit.
Well, I saw something about Rick Rubin where he was talking about the best way to stand out is to be yourself. Because if you're yourself, then you're less like the next person, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like if I'm a rapper that wants to create, and I have influences from these people, and I go, well, if I make music that sounds similar to this person, then I might be famous, or I might. But realistically, there's 100 other people doing that.
Right.
Where you should just take that inspiration and be like, I'm gonna create my own thing. You can take from other media, but don't try to be other media. Picasso said something like, "Good artists borrow, great artists steal." And nothing that we create is ours. And this is all God's. It's God funneling through us. We're just an outlet for Him. And so, if you wanna stand out, I don't know another motherfucker out here painting in the fucking,
Right.
painting. And,
I don't either, and I know a lot of people.
Right. And so this was just like my full idea, where I was just like, this is what I'm gonna do, and I feel like it very much aligns with that. Do you feel like you align with that?
Yeah.
Just sort of being yourself in order to stand out in a way.
Yeah. I feel like I try to find it like something where there isn't a lot of demand of. So I didn't see at the time. Now all of a sudden they have multiple raves out here, but I didn't see at the time there was like a rave scene out here.
Yeah.
So I was like, I want to start throwing events. I want to start being a DJ. What can I do to kind of encompass that? I didn't want to just call it a party. So I was like, rave. Like, we're gonna play all genres of music, and we're just gonna like do it in these obscure places and just have fun with it. And I just wanted to do that because it was like something artistically I wanted to do, and it was like something I didn't really see much of. So
yeah. And you did it in your own way, and that's what made you stand out too. I say rave isn't my thing, but I did go to one recently, which was pretty cool in the New Orleans area. Is like on a beach by the train tracks over by the Fly, and it was super cool. And I feel like in those communities, there's always like very down to earth people, which is not what you would expect, at a rave. Like you think of your stereotypical, rave community in like let's say like a 50-year-old mother's eyes. They're like, it's these fucking people railing Molly and fucking just, probably, all pierced up and fucking beating each other up in a mosh pit. And, but you really do find some down to earth people over in those communities.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's really cool to see that that's what something so intense can attract.
Yeah.
People that are so chill,
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like it's just a cool thing overall. Like, my rave isn't really your like textbook rave. It's like we play all genres of music. We you know what I'm saying? It's just a rave environment, and what a rave inspired what I'm doing right now. So
yeah,
that's really what it is.
So hear me out. I got something for you. Do you have any haters?
Absolutely.
Why are people hating on you, Trouble?
Cause they're not me, I guess. But it's like people hate because I'm just a young black man doing my shit, and nobody likes to see that.
Right.
But like a lot of people don't like to see that. So,
yeah.
And if you're doing something positive, there's always gonna be negative like output from it because people aren't.
Oh shit.
That's cool. People aren't like okay with themselves, so they're gonna have something negative to say.
Yeah, there's something to be said there. Just like it can make people uncomfortable.
Right.
Just doing your own thing.
And people don't know me, so it's like people have like they'll hear something about me and just run with it. But if you know me, you know what I'm saying. Or if you would try to get to know me,
right? It's that simple.
It's that simple.
If you, I think that's what I was saying with Everyone Deserves Flowers. Is like even if someone has made mistakes in their past, it's because of a reason. You know, it's not like they made those mistakes because they're these evil people with evil intentions. Of course, those people are out there, but I like to believe that people do evil things because of the way they were raised, or maybe the pressures around them, or you know, it's not because they want to be evil. It's because, you know, they don't know the difference or something like that. You know, it's all they know or something like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
And do you want to clear up any of the hate? Is there any hate out there? Because we're coming to a end pretty soon here. You know. What do you want to be known as?
I want to be known as somebody whose odds were against them, but still came out on top. Like, forget all the noise, I still push through. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've been through a lot, bro, and it's just like I'm still just trying to be comfortable in my own skin still. So I don't care about what somebody else has to say, honestly. I'm just trying to be comfortable in my own skin.
I respect that. I mean, what more can you do except for that? That's your only job. Is to be comfortable.
People aren't gonna like me in my own skin, and that's cool because they knew me in another skin.
Right.
So they're not gonna like me in this new
form.
Went to the cocoon, came out a whole different butterfly, and they're not gonna fuck with it. They like to see me as a caterpillar.
Yeah,
not a
because
butterfly.
It's more relatable too.
Yeah.
It's more relatable because they probably are caterpillars themselves.
Right.
And I remember. All right, this is kind of funny. Speaking of giving people flowers and that shit and caterpillars, I'm gonna bring it together here. One time, I was at Adrian's, and for some reason, this is before I was doing content, before any of this. This was about 4 or 5 years ago, where I was just like kind of not really all there, you know, kind of in that sort of state that you mentioned earlier, where, you know, things might not feel real and sort of everything is kind of overwhelming, you know, sort of like a psychosis. I don't know what to put exact definition on it, but that's what I'll say for now. But I remember I was like, I just really want to give a random person flowers, which was inspired by one of those videos that you see on the internet of people giving random people flowers. And I went and bought this $20 bundle of flowers from Adrian, and I was like, how can I make this the most random person possible? And I was like, I'll just give it to the first person I see. And I gave it to that person, and in that bouquet of flowers, I wrote a note, and it was even a caterpillar remembers being a caterpillar, or even a butterfly remembers being a caterpillar. So there's something to be said about not forgetting where you came from, you know, changing, but never forgetting about where you came from, you know, and how much work you've had to put in. How are you feeling? I think we can come to a conclusion right now.
That we're done?
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Let's do it. Zoom in. We get the paintings. All right. Mine is I'm gonna call it Death After Creation. And do you have a name for yours?
Life After.
Oh, wait up. Handshake? Blaney Talks out.
Trouble out.
Oh! Good shit, bro.
Appreciate it, brother.
That was awesome.
Yeah, it was
Thank you so much.
Pure.
Dude.